Hey guys, let me quick show you how we can send a JavaScript object to a PHP file. I have a JavaScript file open in my editor, and inside I have an object named user. The user object has a username, a password, a gender, and an email property. Now to send this object to the PHP file, which is the script.php file right here, we are going to use the fetch method and we are going to send a post request. So I'm going to write fetch, open parentheses, and inside double quotes I'm going to insert the path to the PHP file that will handle the request, which is script.php. Next we are going to have a second argument, which is an object. This object will hold the request's parameters. First we are going to define the HTTP method to post. Next we are going to set the headers. We are going to set the content type header to application/JSON and also the character set to UTF-8. This way we are saying to the PHP file what data to expect. Next we are going to add in the request's body the user object. But we have to convert it first to a JSON string because we have set the content type header to application/JSON. And that's it. Now let's go to the PHP file to catch the user object. In the PHP file we are going to check first if there is a post request. If this is the case, we are going to use the file getContents function and we pass in as an argument the PHP input stream. And we are going to store it in the data variable. Now the PHP input is a read-only stream that allows us to read raw data from the request body. Next we have to decode the JSON data so we can use them. Now if we use the true keyword as second argument, the function will return an array. But if we don't use it, we will get a PHP object. In our case here, let's work with an array and store it in the user variable. Now let's echo out the user's username to check if the code works. But first, we have to go back to the JavaScript file to catch that echo. Now the fetch method returns a promise. So in order to catch that promise to get the server's response, we have to continue with a fetch method and say .then. The then method takes as an argument a function. We are going to pass in the function a variable and name it response. You can name the variable whatever you like. I will say response because it makes sense. Inside the function I will catch the response as text and I will return it. But we cannot use the data yet, because the text method returns also a promise, so we have to invoke another then method to get the data from the response's body. Again we are going to use a function as an argument, and this time I'm going to name the variable data. Now I can do a console.log to see the username that the PHP file sends. Let's open the browser and see if it works. Now let me say that I have an index file which is loaded in the browser, and inside the index file I have a script tag that points to the JavaScript file. So every time I reload the page, this JavaScript code will run. Let's do a reload on the page. And it works. We see the username, which is Mike, in the console. Now let me show you something else. We can encode the whole user object in the PHP file as JSON and send it to the JavaScript file. Now to catch the server's response, JSON response, in the JavaScript file, we have to change the text method to JSON. Let's reload the page again. And here we have it. The email, the gender, the password, and the username. The whole user object. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching guys. Stay safe. Subscribe if you like. See you in the next video.